Is it safe to say that inexperience kind of hurt you guys a little bit tonight?
No, I think it was more the power play. We power plays in the second period that we should have taken advantage of, like we did in the third period. I thought we really got ahead of ourselves on the breakout. We looked a little disjointed, and that's one of the premier penalty killing teams in the league. And if you're not going to get organized right away coming up the ice and just settle it down in the offensive zone, then they can take advantage of it like they did. And your power play doesn't have to score all the time, and it's not. But it's something you'd like to build on to get back to 5-on-5 with good momentum.
Some of those power plays in the second period, it didn't look like guys were able to do much of that. They were dumping it out really early and making guys kind of bring it back in.
They were?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we didn't have enough people to recover the pucks whenever we did get it in deep. And most of the time breaking it out, it was just 1-on-3, 1-on-4, 2-on-4, and it's nearly impossible to get anything with structure and organized with that kind of approach. And again, in the third period, on the big goal that we got to tie the game, that's settled in, just making the puck do the work. You bring fatigue into the penalty killing part of it, and you capitalize.
There were a lot of new guys on that power play unit, though. You know, a lot of the ATO guys, personnel-wise. So were you kind of making the decisions that you wanted to see them make, or?
Well, not in the second period, no. In the third period, we had a couple of kids out there in the third, and it's a matter of getting settled down as a player too. I mean, this is a whole new ball game for them. You're playing against bigger, stronger people, men. You got faster coming at you with pressure, and there's a lot of pucks get knocked down at critical times, even on 5-on-5 coming through the middle of the ice. So it's an adjustment game, and hopefully we made the adjustment. Now we can play better tomorrow.
You guys had held them to through 23 minutes. You had held them to 4 shots, so that they were still winning 2-1. What happened there? Was it just they were more opportunistic? Was there some breakdowns in your end, or?
Well, I mean, they score on their power play. They shoot the puck from the blue line. They got traffic in front of the net. They end up making a good play. The winning goal is a play that we have behind our goal line, and we're going to shoot it on the long part around, and it hits our defenseman on the shoulder, and they jump on a loose puck and find their weak side D, and we're just outplayed there in front of the net. So if you want to call that opportunistic, whatever you want to call it, they got the goal at a critical time when they needed it. I thought overall our game was good. I liked our execution most of the time. I liked our compete was pretty good. And the young kids for their first game, I thought they were pretty good.
I was going to ask you specifically about line, especially for a guy who doesn't have a full practice. He only has the morning skate with you guys, who he's playing top line minutes tonight.
Well, that's who he's going to be.
Yeah.
So he plays that way all year long. It's not like it's a big workload for him. He can handle it, and he's a very intelligent player. He's got a high IQ on the ice, and I thought he handled the workload. And considering he'd been out of the lineup even in the OHL in the playoffs for 4 or 5 games because of his suspension, to get back in after being out of game situation for almost 2 weeks, he handled it very well.
Just talk a little bit about putting Alt on the power play. He's somebody who described himself as a defensive defenseman, and didn't have 7 assists, and that was it through the whole.
Yeah, well, if you look just at this year, that's the way it was. But you go back last year, in his year at Minnesota, he was the guy on the power play, quarterbacking it, making the plays, and he just got into a situation this year that he wasn't out there. So what we saw in our 3 days of practice is the ability to get the puck to the net. He has a very good shot. He's got nice mobility, pretty good vision on the ice, and I think we saw that on that power play to tie the game up.
Atkinson's line usually gets a lot of attention, but the Sim Flanagan Nobles line, especially tonight, seemed to be getting a lot of chemistry. Are you happy with that line?
There's parts of the game that I like. They do some nice things in the offensive zone. We need to be a little better without the puck with that group, but they've got a lot of skill, a lot of talent, and I think they try to make some good plays in the offensive zone, especially off the attack. Nobles looked very comfortable carrying the puck through the middle of the ice tonight. I thought his confidence is really starting to take off. So overall, the line was pretty good. We need them to be better again tomorrow, though.
Those final 15 minutes of the second period, it looked like you guys kind of got away from what you wanted to do. Was that just
no question.
Was that just not capitalizing on the power plays, or was that something else?
Well, no, it's not. You're not going to score in all the power plays. I don't have any problem with not scoring in a power play. That's really an overrated part of the game. But you need to have some momentum carry over so that you can come out and play nice tempo and just follow through with your next shift 5-on-5. And I thought we looked a little out of place with our 5-on-5, and that was a direct result of what happened in the power play.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.